morning time. Today we're going to be focusing on a couple exercises, some static, some dynamic for our ankle mobility and flexibility. So mobility typically is the joint of the ankle or any joint in that matter, and then flexibility will be more the musculature. So we're going to go over a couple different exercises. The first one we're actually going to do is going to be an active stretch. So I have a set of dumbbells, bench, and a slant board. We're going to go over one of the active stretches. It's also going to have a substitute of a very static stretch, we'll say. So I would love for you guys to follow along with these. If you're not, just take notes or save this video for later. If you find it beneficial, feel free to share, subscribe, leave a comment below what you'd like to see more of. All the support helps me be able to do more of these videos. All right, first exercise. So you're gonna stand, or sit, you're gonna sit on a bench, edge of the bench. You're gonna have a slant board or any elevated object that's allowing you to get the foot elevated. So you're gonna have the soles of the feet, balls of the feet at the edge of the slant board, entropy's running away, come here entropy. Then the heel is going to be down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one dumbbell, place it on the top of my thigh, close to my knee, and a couple options here. First one would be just to hold this stretch like so, using the weight to press the heel down. You kind of lean forward slightly. You'll feel that stretch in your calf, Achilles, ankle. Now, depending on how tight you are will be dependent on how close that heel can get to the slant board. You can hold for 30 seconds, hold for a minute, take a break, then do it again. Other option for the dynamic component, you're going to do calf raise, but you're going to try to increase that range of motion. So you're all the way down, trying to get the heels to touch the slant board, then you're going to extend, pressing through the balls of the feet, holding for a slight second, and then coming back down. You can perform anywhere between 10 to 15 repetitions of this exercise for 3 sets. Now, depending on the load, if it's too much with the load, you can take one dumbbell off. Place each dumbbell head on the top of the thigh, same thing, extend, hold, and then return. 10 to 15 repetitions for 3 sets. That's the first exercise that you can do with the slant board, dumbbells, and weights. Now, if you don't have a dumbbell, you can use a kettlebell as well. That is also another option. Next stretch is going to be a downward facing dog. So this is going to be a static plus dynamic stretch. I'll show kind of each component here. This is going to give you guys a few options depending if you have equipment or don't have equipment. So what I'm going to do is get in a plank position. In this plank position, my hands are underneath my shoulders, toes are about hip distance apart. I'm going to press my hips into the sky. If you feel like this is too far away, you can take a small inch of your feet closer to your hands. But I don't think of being like a triangle. Legs are as straight as possible. We're going to bend the right knee and then straighten the left. So you're going to drive that right heel or right balls of the foot into the floor, left heel down. And I want to think of pressing my head through. You should feel that stretch in the back of the hamstring and calf. I'm going to hold here for about 3 to 5 seconds. Then I'm going to switch. 3 to 5 seconds on the opposite side. Notice that as I do this, I'm trying to get my entire sole of my foot on the floor. So the GoRuck trainers that I'm showing, I can't take them off at the moment, but this entire sole of the foot is being in contact with the floor of that foot that is straight. The intention of the bent leg is to put a little more weight into the opposite leg, but help you lengthen and strengthen that other leg. So if you cannot get your heel to the floor, so for example, say I bend my left leg and my right heel's here, like I can't get it to the floor, a couple options are to bend the knee slightly. That might help you a little bit get the heel down. Going to be kind of an opposite stretch, but it will help you get more of a stretch. Other options to bring the foot closer to your body. Then again, you can kind of bend, straighten. Play around with that. 3 to 5 seconds on each leg, meaning you bend one leg, straighten the other. You're gonna do that for 1 minute, going through that flow. So this could be a series of exercises if you're looking for your calf and ankle mobility. Start with the slant board exercises that I demonstrated with, and then go to the calf stretch that I just did in the downward facing dog. And again, that can be modified at any point. You can always elevate your hands on a bench or box. Just make sure you're stable enough and you feel comfortable. Last, third exercise, but before I get there, again, I appreciate all the support. So if you guys have subscribed to my channel, I appreciate you. If you have not, I would love the support, and stay tuned for more videos and more content. But third exercise, I'm actually gonna take the slant board. I'm gonna use just the slant board here. We're gonna focus on just the calf stretch. Now, depending on where you're at, you can either put your heel close to the floor, touching the floor, or bring your foot closer up onto the slant board. If you don't feel comfortable, you could do this against a wall or somewhere where you feel stable, where you can hold onto it. But you're gonna just do that one leg stretch. Other leg can be kind of a kickstand behind you. You're gonna bend that knee, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then straighten, excuse me. So you're gonna hold this for 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, and you're gonna do that for 1 minute. So similar to the downward facing dog, where we're just changing the position. We're isolating that one movement, but now we're up more upright, using most of our weight here. Then same thing, 1 foot, 1 minute, and then same thing, 3 to 5 seconds on the other leg. Once you get more comfortable, you could eventually switch to both legs on the slant board. If you have very tight calves, calves and even hamstrings or even ankles, it might be challenging to do both at the same time. So don't be afraid to do the one leg like I demonstrated. Then eventually you can get to the both legs at the same time. I would recommend doing that series for about 3 rounds. Like I said earlier, with the dumbbells and the bench and the slant board, 15 to 10 repetitions. Then again, you could superset that with a downward facing dog and then the calf stretch standing up on the slant board, 3 rounds at a nice easy pace. This is gonna help increase the mobility of your joint, of your calf, and your hamstring and Achilles. It's not the only go-to. There's a couple other stretches and exercises you can do with bands, rolling out with a lacrosse ball, or even foam roller, but these are some that I highly encourage you to try and add into your kind of routine of training or warming up. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave for you guys to search other videos on here if you have any questions. If there's anything that I have not shared, please feel free to leave a comment and I will get to you. I'll get to that next time for you. Have a great day. Bye.